Hey guys, so for today's video I'm going to be doing a friendly hi guys, so for today's video I'm going to be doing a drugstore makeup video, which is going to be beginner friendly. I really want to go into detail about how I do my makeup. Also, this is going to be very simple, so yeah, I truly hope that you guys are able to learn something from this video. I'm going to be only using drugstore products. I think I only use one thing that is not drugstore, which is my blush, because I don't have a blush that's from drugstore. Also, another very important thing that I want to say is thank you so much for all the support that I got on my first video. You guys have no idea how nervous I was to post this video. Honestly, I didn't expect to get all the love that I got. Like, so many people were really supporting me and sharing my content. Like, I really do appreciate that. Thank you for all the comments that I got on my picture. Thank you for all the shares, the story shares. I know all of you guys were like posting me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Everything is so appreciated. Like, you have no idea. So yes, if you want to see how I did this drugstore makeup, please keep watching. I'm going to be applying this. This is my e.l.f. Poreless primer. This is a really good drugstore primer. For foundation, I'm going to be applying this. This is my Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I'm in the shade 120 right now, and honestly, this is one of the best drugstore foundations. So the sponge I'm going to be using is this one. I think this is just called the Face Sponge by Morphe. Morphe has really good beauty sponges. To be honest, it's really the only one that I use. I use this one. I also use the ones that look like this. This one is dirty, that's why I am not using it today. But this one's called the Highlight and Contour Sponge, I believe. And I really like this one because it has this flat edge, which is perfect to like apply concealer on your under eyes. So to blend, you're first gonna dab. Don't do this because it's just gonna rub off the foundation. So you have to make sure to dab. And take your time with it, because if you rush it, it's not gonna come out as nice as if you were taking your time with it, you know? Make sure that you're also evenly applying it everywhere. Make sure that you're not missing any spots. And depending on whether you want more of a full coverage, more of a medium coverage, like, you obviously would apply more. I also have to start blending it on your neck. To be honest, I also recommend putting it over here if you're going to be using a low cut shirt, because even if you do blend it to your neck, you're still going to have this not matching, and that's what you want it to match. This video might be longer than my other videos because I'm really going to try to go in depth with what I'm saying. So just a disclaimer, this is for my girls and my guys who want to learn how to do makeup. So if you know how to do makeup, I don't know, maybe just like fast forward it a little bit, up to you. Or you can just hear me talk. I swear I'm not boring, I promise. At least I don't think I am. Okay, so now I'm just gonna grab more product and just do this so that it can blend. I'm also gonna be adding a little bit here to make sure it all blends. I'm gonna be grabbing this brush over here. It's an Expert Face Brush, just to blend that out. The next thing I'm gonna be using is my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. This is such a good concealer. I think this is about maybe $12 at the drugstore, and it's really good coverage. So to highlight your face, you really just want to go here and here, around here, like this, and around here, and around here, and a little bit here. You grab your sponge and you just blend it all out. Like I said, dabbing, not dragging the product. So looking at my face now, you can see that it's way more highlighted than before, and also my under eye circles are a lot more masked. So next I'm going to be spot concealing. Spot concealing is basically just concealing the spots that you want to get rid of, such as maybe little pimples that you have, blemishes, scars, whatever it may be. So I'm going to be grabbing my Maybelline Fit Me concealer. This is also a really good concealer. It's about medium to full coverage, and I'm going to be using the color Sand. I have a couple of blemishes here on my forehead. I don't think you can really see it on the camera, but so I'm going to be just putting some concealer there and just blending it out with my sponge like that. After I conceal, I'm going to be passing over the beauty sponge one more time, just to make sure that there's no creases, because if you bake and there's creases there, you're just gonna keep the creases there, you know. So I just pass it over, and this is the another Fit Me, bro. I just love the Fit Me line. Truthfully, if you're looking for good drugstore makeup, really check out this line. Like, they have concealers, they have foundations, they have blushes, I think they even have bronzers, and they have the setting powder. This setting powder is bomb. Okay, so I'm just gonna be, I use this to like pour it in. I'm gonna be grabbing this, putting it in here, getting an amount like this, and just pressing it in. Make sure to press it in so that it is going to be able to bake properly. I learned this trick from Carly Bible, where she basically just goes like this. I know it might look funny, whatever, but it works, so just follow what I'm saying. She goes like this, right? I can't even do this. Okay, so she goes like this. She basically puts the powder right where there's smile lines. So this will basically make sure that the foundation doesn't set there, because if you know, like, smile lines can look really ugly with the makeup. Because I really want to keep this video drugstore, and I don't have a drugstore face powder, but also you can just use any regular powder, and I can just use this. It works the same. I just won't be baking it. I would just go like this and just apply it like that. You don't need to always bake. I don't bake these parts because it's just, you don't need to. And since we applied foundation here, you also want to set this so that it doesn't move. So I'm just going to be letting this bake for a little while, and I'm going to be doing my eyes. But for this makeup video, I don't really want to do too much of a crazy eye, because once again, this is not really like a full glam. It's more like the basics if you want to do your makeup like for school, for work, or something like that. I'm just trying to do the basics. So I'm going to be using this once again, and I'm just going to be using that to prime my eyes. You can prime your eyes with any concealer. You don't need an expensive primer. Of course, it can help maybe a little bit, but honestly, it's about the same. After you apply the concealer, you do want to set it. So I'm just going to be grabbing the same powder that we use for our face, and just grabbing a little bit like this, tapping off the excess, and just applying that to set the concealer, because you don't want to apply a powder straight on the concealer. It's going to start to look really patchy, and it's not going to blend as well as if you would have set it. This is a Morphe brush. This is called the M505, and this is one of the best blending brushes for me. I'm going to be grabbing this palette right here. This is the Morphe X Miami Way palette, and it looks like this. It's a really pretty palette, and I don't really have a drugstore palette, like one that I actually went to Walgreens or Rite Aid to get, because truthfully, when it comes to drugstore eyeshadows, I don't really like them that much. I'm gonna be honest. Off the top of my head, I don't remember if there is any that I like. Also, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really try them, just because like Morphe, ColourPop, like they're all pretty cheap drugstore price, and they have amazing quality. Like, why do I need to actually go to a drugstore to buy a drugstore palette if I have palettes like this? You know what I'm saying? Because this one is, I think this palette right here was only $20. And also ColourPop has eyeshadow palettes that consist of 12 colors and they're only $12. So like, truthfully, it's the same drugstore price. I'm going to be going into this color called Sophie, and I'm just going to be putting this all over my lid. So if you don't know, this is what I mean by crease. Right over here, I'm going to be grabbing a little bit and applying it also over here. Okay, so this is what people would consider to be a transition shade. So basically a shade that just makes everything blend in perfectly. Next, I'm going to be grabbing this color right here called Spellbound, and I'm going to be grabbing a brush like this. This is my R39. This is a really good brush if you want more of a defined crease. Again, into your crease, but since this brush is a little bit more dense, it's going to look a little bit more defined. So you start here in your outer crease and you start just building in the color like this. One thing I quickly want to say is that when it comes to eyeshadow, you have to be very patient, meaning that you're gonna have to be here for a while blending this out. Like, because if you want a good eyeshadow, you have to be ready to blend. That's just the rule. I blended this out with this brush right here, the R39, but if you want to further blend this out, you can also use this brush, which is the first brush I used, and just go over it like this. I feel like it is blended enough. I think I blended this for about 4 minutes or something. I don't really know. After that, I'm going to be grabbing this brush right here. This is the M421 brush. It's just a packer brush, as you can see. I'm going to be grabbing this color right here, and I'm just going to show you how to do a quick shimmery look. This is nothing fancy, just something to make you look put together, basically. So this is the shade Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio, and I'm just going to use this shade. Okay, grab this and you just start placing it on your lid like this. Just start building up the color. You go back into the palette as many times as you need to. If you want something quicker and you don't really want to be working it in with the brush, you can also just, I can't really do it because I have long nails right now, but if you have short nails, I mean, you can do it if you have long nails, but it's a little bit harder. But if you have short nails, it's pretty easy to just boom, grab your color like this. As you can see, there's a lot in there, right? To be honest, I kind of like using this better. Just because you can see how quickly the color just applies to my lid. Since I have long nails, it's really hard to actually get in the corner. So the brush is going to come in handy for that. And I'm just going to apply the color in the corner. I'm going to go back into this shade right here. That's called Spellbound. I'm just going to press in with the same R39 brush. And I'm just going to go back in over here, mostly in the edges, just to make sure that everything is blended and seamless, because with the lid color could have gotten here in the outer corner and it looks a little bit messy. So essentially what you're doing here is just cleaning up basically the edges to make sure that everything is good. I truly like this eyeshadow as it is. I think it's really simple and natural. But if you do just want to kick it up a notch, you can grab a brush like this. It's way smaller than the other brushes. I'm going to be going into the color Howl, tapping it, and just applying on the outer. I'm going to focus this on my outer corner only. I'm not applying this anywhere else. As you can see, I'm just going like this mostly. It's so you go down, you go up, and just keep the color focus here. For bronzing, I'm going to be using this. This is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. It's just the regular one, I think. This comes in a lot of different colors now, but this is just the regular one. So I'm just going to be grabbing this brush right here, This is just the buffing brush. I really wanted to keep this drugstore, so I'm just using drugstore brushes as well. Going to just tap in. Once again, also don't forget to bring it down your neck, because like I said, you want everything to match. To contour, I'm going to be using the Morphe Bronzer. I'm going to be using this shade to contour, dipping it in. Now I'm going to grab some powder. I'm going to, you know, collect it on the sponge. I'm gonna grab my mirror and start just cleaning up the contour. So really like this, like that. Okay, so I leave that on for about 30 seconds to a minute, and now I'm just gonna go back in and just wipe it off. I'm going to be moving on to brows now. This is my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in black. This is definitely my favorite brow product from the drugstore. I think it's about $11, and honestly it just works. Honestly, it works just as good as the brow is. So to start off my eyebrows, I start here. I start in the bottom. So I'll just go like this. Okay, I create a line basically. Now I'll go on the top and I'll create another line here. Drag it down and connect it to the line I made in the bottom. I'm sorry if I'm speaking a little bit weird. It's just that I'm trying to concentrate, so I really hope that you're able to hear me. So basically this is how it looks right now. I just connected those two lines, right? Okay, now I'll just go over here. I'll pass the spoolie through it to make sure the color is diffused. I'll add a little bit. I'll kind of make a little bit, kind of make some brush strokes here. Okay, after that I'll be going here at the front of my eyebrow. I'll be creating another line, right? But when it comes to the front part of your eyebrows, you don't want to do anything too crazy because it can look really unnatural. So what I do is, like I said, I make a line here, but I won't put any product over here on the top. Like I won't make a line on the top. I will just push the product up by like this. And that's just how I create my eyebrows. I like to have more of a natural eyebrow. Okay, so if you want to clean up your eyebrows, you can grab any concealer. I use a brush like this. This is also from Real Techniques. This is called the detail brush. So you just grab a little bit of product like that, and you place it here, right? Sorry, but I do not have a drugstore blush, so I'm just going to be using this. I'm going to be grabbing my Real Techniques blush brush. So I'm going to be using this shade right here. I'm going to be using this shade right here and a little bit of this shade right here. And I'm just going to be applying it like this. Next, I'm going to be applying my highlighter. I'm going to be using this shade in the palette. It's called Apollo. To set my eyebrows, I'm going to be using this NYX eyebrow gel. It's called Control Freak. This eyebrow gel is really good. It really helps keeping your eyebrows in place. I'm going to be going back into this palette. I'm going to be grabbing a brush like this. I'm going to be going back into the shade that we used. And I'm going to be applying this on my lash line. I'm going to go back into this highlighting shade and just apply it to the inner corners of my eyes. For lips, I'm going to be grabbing this. This is the NYX lip pencil in Nutmeg, and I'm just going to use this to line my lips. So to line my lips, I usually do it a little bit more natural. I don't really overline, but if you do want to overline, so a tip I can give you is to overline when you're over here, but try to bring it back when you're reaching the end of your lips. This will give your lips a more natural look to them. And when it comes to your bottom lip, again, over here, you'll keep it very natural. And then you can start overlining. When you reach the center of your lips. To top off my lips, I'm going to be applying this gloss. This is the NYX Butter Gloss in Madeline. I love this gloss. These are one of the best gloss formulas in the drugstore. Okay, so this is how the lips look with the lip gloss on top. I love these types of lips, like a really dark lip liner and then just the lighter nude color on top. I feel like it looks so pretty. For setting spray, I'm going to be using this one. This is from Milani. It's called Make It Last. This is a really good setting spray. But yeah, I'm just going to be spraying this on my face. I'm going to try to avoid spraying it on my eyes. But yes, this is my completed look. I really hope that you guys were able to learn something from this makeup video, and I really hope that you guys were able to enjoy this video as well. I know that this video was a little bit more detailed than my usual videos. By usual videos, I mean like my first YouTube video and the videos I was posting. If you were following me on my Instagram page, I was doing a lot of IGTV videos at first, you know, and actually that's just really what made me want to do YouTube, because I'm like, yo, I'm posting all these videos on IGTV, like I could just be posting these on YouTube, you know. And of course, if you guys have any recommendations or anything that you would like to see, I would love for you to let me know so that I can cater to whatever you guys want to see. This video, I am doing it because I have a friend. Her name is Yamara, and she doesn't know how to do makeup, right? So she did say that she was going to use my YouTube videos to try to learn, and I'm like, okay, what better idea than just to do a beginner friendly video, you know, so that she could see it and other people that may not really know too much about makeup can also learn. So yeah, I really hope that you guys learn from this video. I really hope that I help in some way. I just want to say, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It would truly mean a lot to me. And yeah, I just want to say thank you for watching. Bye guys.